What's up everybody, this is Chris from Half Cab Studios, and we are going to be going into what a chord is and how to use them. This is going to be very basic in terms of how to use chords in songs or writing a song. So if you don't even know how to play an instrument, this will be perfect for you. This will be a great fundamental on how to start off of writing a song from scratch. So if that interests you, give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just dig right into it. So most artists for years have been writing with basic chords, and even modern musicians use these chords as well to make certain progressions or patterns. You've probably heard something like this progression before. So we're going to be going into triads and what a triad is. So before we start going into chords or how to use them in a song, let's start off with a simple one. And today we're going to be specifically talking about a triad chord. A triad chord is made up of 3 notes, and I'll give you an example of one. There's a major triad, which is the root, the third, and the fifth. And it sounds something like this. So again, on that major triad chord, you got your root, your third, and your fifth. And that's a C major triad chord. When learning chords, it's best to use an instrument that's made for chords, such as like a piano or a guitar, or really any kind of instrument you can hear more than one note being played at once. You can use a trumpet or a flute or a saxophone. It's just going to be harder to hear all the notes being played at once and make sure you're hearing the right chords being played, especially if you're new to this. So I thought it'd be very interesting to show how people write chords without even knowing how to play an instrument. A lot of people these days write songs in their computers with a software or a DAW and just have a VST popped up. So I'm going to show you what I do on Logic. I have Logic pulled up and I have a piano VST in the instrument chain. And we're going to move over here. I already have some chords written out. And let's take a listen to what it sounds like. So, now that we know what triads are and chords are, let's dive into major and minor triads. So you have your major triad, which I showed you, which was a C major triad. Again, your root, your third, and your fifth. And if you wanted to make this into a minor triad, all you have to do is just move your third down to a flat third. So it would be your root, your minor third, and your fifth. So it would be a minor triad. And again, if you're having trouble understanding the difference between major and minor, just think the major sounds happy and the minor sounds sad. And once you get that down, you can start learning this in different keys, such as the G chord, or the B, or F, and so on and so forth. So now that we're getting an idea of how major and minor triads work, you're probably going to hear a bunch of songs use these chords in a combination. I would say the most commonly used form is the 1-5-6-4 pattern with these triads, or as I like to call it, the Don't Stop Believing form. You know, the one in that Journey song. So you got your 1 chord, your 5 chord, your 6 chord, and your 4 chord. And then you're going to be wanting to put the triads to it, which are going to be both major and minor in this case. You got your major 1 chord, your major 5, your minor 6, and your major 4. When you put it together, it sounds like this. And then you're going to be wanting to learn that in a bunch of different keys, just so you can kind of get the idea of how triads work in different patterns. So now that we know how basic triads work with major and minor, let's try applying them with our own songs, which I have right here, a song I've been working on. I actually have some chords written already in my head, and we're going to write a melody to it, because like most songs, you probably want to put a melody on top of the chords. So let's try with these chords real quick. Here we go. So as you can tell, I used both major and minor triads in that song. So now let's add in the melody. So I actually wrote the melody out, so for time purposes, let's just listen to the melody that I wrote for this chord pattern that I just wrote for. So here we go. So there you go. So let's say that you have a melody written out or words with a melody, but you don't have any chords with it. Well, that's okay. Some people actually write a melody first and then they write the chords on top of it. So I actually have an example of that here. And I have a melody already written out, so let's listen to that real quick.
Do you think you're the first one to be the weight that wants to pull me down? Dead weight that pulls you to the ground. I don't want to waste all my years with talk. Each day feels like a ticking clock.
So yeah, there you go. We got our chords going, or I mean our melody going. So we're gonna try to write some chords with that melody. So let's figure out what key it's in, and then we'll write chords to it. So it sounds like it's in C. Yep, so we're gonna write chords in the key of C with both major and minor in that key. So here we go. Let's start from the beginning and just kind of jam out to it. Here we go.
Do you think you're the first one to be the weight that wants to pull me down? Dead weight that pulls you to the ground. I don't want to waste all my years with talk. Each day feels like a ticking clock.
Well, there you go. That's how you write basic chords with major and minor triads. If you liked what you saw in today's video or learned anything, please comment, like, and subscribe. See you in the next video.